talk. So I am back. I am so sorry for the big, massive months of no videos. Things got super crazy at school. I am still teaching kindergarten, obviously, but I just haven't had time. I've been trying to figure out how to teach kindergarten all over again. I've been starting over, and it's just been hectic. I got super sick. I've been super sick like 3 times. We got the flu, then we got a whole bunch of other things, head colds and sinus infections, and it's been rough getting back into kindergarten because of the germs alone. My kids have been sick. My husband's been sick. My husband never gets sick, and he's been super sick too. So I am sorry about that. I don't even know where to update you guys because I don't remember the last time that I made a video. I don't even remember what I talked about. So I am back to 23 kids again. I have gained kids. I've lost kids. I've gained more kids. I was at 25, now I'm at 23, and it's just that's the area we live in. It's pretty common to have a lot of fluctuation as far as transient kids. Anyway, that's what's going on with my class size. I did find out that if I get above 20, if I get to 25 again, I have to have a new full-time para, because in order for us to get the money we receive for kindergarten, for full-day kindergarten, we have to have a ratio of 1 to 12. So 1 adult for every 12 kids. So currently we have 23. I have a para, so we're sitting at 2 for 23, which is great. But it's good to know that in the future, if I get more than 24 kids, then I will have another adult in here helping me. And it would be nice if they would split them, but our budget is pretty limited as far as when they can split them. Sorry, I'm still getting over this cold. So, let's see what's happening this week. This week we are doing some Read Across America things. I know a lot of people don't agree with Dr. Seuss and some of the things that he did, but that's what we're doing. Anyway, we're watching The Sneetches this afternoon. It's a great show. I had the fun music. So we're going to watch that, and we're going to have a little, like, Jell-O snack. Like a Jell-O cup with blue whipped cream on top to look like hair. So that'll be fun. And yeah, I did change the way I do centers. I don't know if you guys know who Dee Dee Wills is, but she put out this amazing video on center management and how to do like reading groups and centers and your literacy. Well, it could be literacy or math. And I love it so much the way it's going. So what you do basically is you have your kids work with a partner. So they each are assigned a partner. And you just have different groups. Because if you have groups of 4, the noise level is a lot higher. But if they're doing it individually, it's hard to do games. So the group of 2 thing, the partner thing, is working awesome. Because I can have them work with a person, and I can pair them accordingly, whether it's by ability, which mostly it's by ability. But usually I have one that's a little bit more of an active listener than the other, so that when I'm giving directions, at least one person usually knows what the directions are. Because even in my low ones, I have one kid usually who knows the directions. So that's been really helpful, and I'm pulling up my slides so I can show you kind of how I sort it. But I have like a pocket chart activity where they pull the pocket chart away from the wall. So here it is. They pull it away from the wall. And then they have this thing, and in the baggie is usually the activity cards. Just got put in the wrong place. So that's in the front. Oop. Hang on a minute. So that goes in the front like this. And then they have 2 worksheets. This is the one they have to do. This is the worksheet they have to do. This is the worksheet they can do if they have time. And I have had like some of my higher kids get done with the first worksheet. So that's worked really, really well. I really enjoyed that. And then I also am doing like a scan the room activity where they have to use their tablets to find cards, and there's CVC cards this week. So like they have to write the word hat, and then they scan it with their tablet on the QR code to make sure that it matches. We also do big books, so it's kind of a mess right now because it looks like my kids didn't pick it up well. So this is our big book center. They can use magnifying glasses to do word hunts. They use pointers, and they have this worksheet. They write words that they know, and they tally mark punctuation. So they've really been enjoying that one as well. So I need to get new groups, new centers for next week. I also have reading drawers where they can work on like CVC words or word strategies that we're doing for the week. I usually have different activities in there. A lot of those activities are from, who is that one? Look, I can't remember. Oh, yeah, Deanna Joe. Those are her centers. So like, this was a February one where they have, hang on a minute, somebody's calling. So this is a word center, word one where they read the word, they decide if it's a real word, and if it is, they color the bug, and if they color it purple, and if it's a nonsense word, they color the bug green. So drawers like that. So they each grab the drawers. And these, by the way, except for the fact that I need to screw this thing tighter, they've held up really well. I've only had one drawer break all year long. Kids are super careful with them. They do work really well. And then I also have a set for word work. So like this is a word work drawer. They take the drawer with them. They build the words with the Legos. I'm sure you've seen that before. So I think, and then they also have their tablets. So they're doing listening on their tablets. They're doing Epic. And they're doing Teacher Monster to read on their tablets. And then we have the library. And then eventually I'm going to introduce our writing center. I want to get Dee Dee Will's writing center. It's really good. And so I have, I think, all the drawers. I have so many drawers. The reading drawers and the word work drawers. Tons of those. I have the book, big book center, the pocket center, and I have Write the Room. And I have reading, word work, and then their tablet, and the library. So they have 8 centers that I assign them to, and then it works like this, and I'll show you. So it works like this, where they have a partner, they have a color, and then they have an activity that they go to. So I don't really want to show it to you because I pulled it up, but I don't really want to show you because it's got their names on it. So that's how our centers have been going. It's been going so well. I love the way it works, and they love the way it works. We just needed something different, and I think that it works really well. Anyway, also, I have been doing a lot with Kagan. I went to it was a primary Kagan training, but really it was centered around kindergarten, because kindergarten is so hard to do things with like that. So I have this book, Cooperative Learning for Primary. It's pre-K through 2, but it is amazing. I'll try and insert some clips of some Kagan structures that we've been using, but basically, if you don't remember, Kagan is cooperative learning. It's got these structures that you use, and all the kids are involved at the same time, and so the participation in the learning is like multiplied so many times, and it's amazing. You can have 50% of your kids participating at one time, which is unbelievable, because normally whole group instruction, you have maybe one kid who is participating and actively giving the answers. Whereas in Kagan, you have a group of 4, and so they can all be listening, but one kid is able to participate. So that's 25%. But you can also do it with partners in their groups. So then 50% of them are actively participating. It's amazing. I love it. Check here something. I'll try to insert some clips. I'll have to like blur it out so it'll be kind of blurry, but that way you can't see their faces, but you can hear what they're saying. So I'm working on that. We have another training tomorrow for an in-service. So that'll be really good. That's all day. And if you do not know what Kagan is, I seriously highly suggest you look into it because it is awesome. It is really awesome. Today we did numbered heads together. And so here's what we do. They each, like I gave them, like we were working on short vowel sounds. And they had to write the word that I gave them and then make sure they knew what this middle short vowel sound was. So they all do it on a whiteboard in their groups. And then when they're ready, they give their signal, which is a thumbs up. And then they show their group their answer. Their group decides if they're all correct, and if not, they coach. So we've talked about how coaching is not telling, coaching is teaching and helping. And then when they're ready, they present, one person from their group presents their answer to either me as a teacher or to the whole class. It has been awesome. Like, I can monitor much better, I can walk around, they can help each other, so it's less work for me. I mean, I can't even tell you enough. It's amazing. So we did that this week, and they had such a good time with it. We also have these mats that kind of help with the management piece. Let me show you the mats. I think I've shown you before, but I've been using them, and I bring them to the carpet. One person's responsible for getting the mat. They each have a number and a color and a letter. So 1 is green and an A. 2 is blue, or 2 is pink and a B. You can see that. And then they also have what we call our talking tiger. It's kind of like our talking stick, but he's kind of a little more fun. So he sits in the middle of their mat, and if we're doing a round robin thing where one person's talking, the only person that's allowed to talk is the person with the talking tiger in their hand. If you don't have the talking tiger, then you're actively listening. And that's been awesome as well. But then I can say, I have these things on the board. This, I'll show you. It's like a student selector, which is kind of like it's kind of like equity sticks, which I have those as well. But this is just another form of it. So when they get sick of equity sticks, we do this. So it's called a Selector Tool. So these are each of their numbers that's on their mat. So we each have a number that they're assigned to. And then this is teams of 5, teams of 3. I have most teams of 4, one group of team of 3. And then I hit go. So I say, okay, person number 3, bring me your team mat and your talking tiger and put them away. Or I'll say, this group is person number 2. Or I say, person number 1, come get whiteboards, markers, and erasers for your group. It works awesome. So they each have a number in their group, and they know, so that I don't have every kid coming to the front at one time. Or I can say, you know, my A's, come get this for your group. Or A's partner with B's. It works really, really well. So that's tomorrow. Another training on that. So my third training. I am planning for next week and looking at what next week's going to be. So we're going to talk about digraphs again next week. And next week is our 100th day of school. And we are a lot later on 100th day than most people because we only go to school 4 days a week instead of 5 days a week. So that's why our 100th day is not until Thursday of next week, which is perfect because it's the day before spring break. So it works out awesome because I don't have to worry about trying to plan something on the day before spring break because we already have fun things planned. So that'll be good. All right, and then trying to decide what we're going to do for science and social studies. I think we'll do some more activities around rainbows. We've done some. We're finishing up our weather unit, so it might be good to do some more weather activities. I'm going to do some team building and some class building. And then I need to decide what we're going to do for writer's workshop as well. So that's what I'm working on right now. Drawer is today. I need to clean out my last week's math center drawer. We are doing partners of 10 this week, and so I have these rainbow erasers from the beginning of the year from Target, and they make 10. So they have two. They have so many filled in their 10 frames, so many pots of gold. And then they use their little rainbow erasers to finish it. So how many pots of gold they have, they write there. And how many rainbows they have, they write there. And those are the partners of 10. So that's our center for today. So easy enough. I do not have my math groups split yet into partners. I wanted to see, my hair is like something else today. I wanted to see how it worked with literacy first, and then I thought I would try it with math. So because I like the way it's going with literacy, I'm probably going to switch it over to that way in math as well, and hopefully that will work well for them. So yes. So I've got my math groups pulled up and my math centers laid out. I'm ready for them to come back at about 5 minutes before they come back from specials. So I thought I would show you our Jello cups. So we have this, and then I have Cool Whip. We're going to dye it blue, and then put Cool Whip on top so it looks like thing 1 and thing 2 with blue hair. I think it'll be really cute. I'll try and get some video during that time. I don't know if it's going to work out or not. So I just went in, copied these off the internet, and I'm gluing them on, I mean not gluing, I'm taping them on to my Jello cups. So that's what I'm going to be doing for the next 4 minutes or so until they get back. Our thing 1 and thing 2 cups. So just put a little bit of clip, the clip on top. So there's thing 1 and thing 2. Super cute, super easy. Okay, so it's the end of the day. It's actually now, excuse me, I just had some soda. It's actually now 5:20, and my girls are at Girl Scouts, so I am just getting some stuff done. Here, my table is a mess. I probably won't clean it all up today since I have to be back tomorrow, and I will probably stay late tomorrow after school and get some more done. I'll just clean it up enough so the custodian can do his thing so that I'm not in his way. But it was a wild and crazy day. My kids are so ready for spring break. I'm so ready for spring break. But we had our snack, which I showed you the video of. I didn't ever show them eating it. They chowed down into it so fast, I wouldn't have even had a good video to get of it. But they really enjoyed it. They had a blast with it, thought it was so much fun. Then we watched the Sneetches. We actually watched Dr. Seuss on the Loose. So it's the Sneetches, the Zacks, and Green Eggs and Ham. But really, I just want to show them the Sneetches. Then we had a little lesson on treating people equally and equality. And really, it was kind of a whole thing about our views on people and different, you know, the importance of differences between each other, and so hopefully that made sense. But it was a really good discussion. I was pretty impressed by it. And then they did free choice, and that was our day. So our Thursdays are such a piece of cake. I've told you this before if you've watched my previous vlogs. In the mornings we go straight to library, and then they go to art, and then I have an hour and we do our literacy centers and reading groups. Then they go to lunch and recess. They come back, they go to PE and music. We have a pretty spoiled school. Like, they have all those specials. They don't have them every day. They have library and art once a week, but they have music and PE every day for a half hour each. So I have back to back. That's my planning time. And so, yeah. And then we did our math centers, and we did math groups. Our math groups today they practiced adding and subtracting with story problems. They had to be able to decide should they add or subtract in those story problems, and that was really good. Most of them, even my low group, was successful with that. And then we went to recess again, and came back and did the rest of our day. So it was really good. But it was just, they were super chatty and wild and crazy. Actually, the last 15 minutes of my day were the craziest of the whole day. The cleanup time, I don't know. If you guys have any suggestions on how to end your day smoothly, let me know, because that part of my day is a nightmare. I try and we try to go noodle at the end of the day, but you know, half my kids are gone because they're on the bus, and the other half are in here, and they are ready to go home, and I'm ready to go home, and it's just rough. So, I am probably going to not film anymore today, but I will try and jump back on tomorrow so that I can tell you how my Kagan training went. Hopefully it goes super well. I'm really excited for it, to be honest. I think it's going to be a good day. I really do truly love learning. I am one of those lifelong learners, and I just have a joy of learning. It's just something that I'm excited about. So, I have to go pick up my girls in about 7 minutes. So I'm going to try and get my desk somewhat organized, or my table somewhat organized, so that we can clean it, wipe it down. Maybe I'll have time to make copies, but I doubt it. I might have to do that tomorrow. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Bye. So I'm at school, and it is 7:25 in the morning on a Friday. I don't normally work on Fridays. Anyway, I have my professional development Kagan training today, day 2 for most people. For me, it's day 3. But it will be a good day, I think. I didn't have to bring the girls in, so I'm actually early, which is really nice. And yeah, I'm really tired because last night we went to a friend's house, and our weather's been kind of crazy lately. Like, it's been super warm. It's been like in the 50s, which is so unusually warm for this time of year in Colorado, especially in the mountains. But we've also been getting quite a bit of like snow showers, not like heavy snow showers, but enough to just soak the ground. And then it just keeps piling up and piling up and piling up. So we've got this like huge sloppy mess everywhere. But when it gets cold, it freezes and turns to ice. So then it's like muddy ice, if that makes any sense. Like, it's like smooth mud with ice. Anyway, so it's really hard to drive on, and a lot of places have steep driveways because we live in the mountains. And so the friend's house we went to last night, their driveway was extremely slick. Thankfully, we have a 4-wheel-drive van, but our other friends that went did not have 4-wheel drive, and so we had to push them up a hill, and it was really hard. It was a really big hill. So I was pushing at one point, and then I was driving at one point, trying to help steer, and then I was pushing again. We were just taking turns. It wasn't just like girls. It was like my husband and me, and then her husband and him. So all of us, one was driving, 3 were pushing. One was driving, 3 were pushing. We were just taking turns. We finally got it up at the end, and that was a relief, but it was a very tiresome situation. We were all really worn out. Thankfully I didn't fall because I had pretty good tennis shoes on, but my friend fell and her husband fell, and I felt really bad for them. Like, they like really wiped out. So thankfully we got them out of that situation without having to call like a tow truck or something. So yeah, so I'm going to go in my PD. I'm going to check in, and I will catch up with you guys later. So PD's over. It was so good. It was so good. I went to the primary, I think I told you this, the primary Kagan training a month ago actually. And that one was actually much better as far as what I was able to get out of an entire conference. But I still got so much out of this one, and it was great to be able to go to a PD or training with my coworkers and my friends. So that was really, really nice. And our school bought us a couple new books, which I'm very thankful for. So I already had, they always give you a free cooperative learning workbook. And it's actually called Cooperative Learning, or Cooperative Learning for Little Ones, or something like that. Or Little Ones with Cooperative Learning. Anyway, so when they gave me this one, it's called Cooperative Learning for Primary, they gave me this book. And it has been the greatest resource for cooperative learning that I've had out of everything that I've either purchased or received. And I showed you the cooperative learning, like, selector tools. They said there was an app, but it must be for, like, my hair. It must be like an Apple app, because I can't find it for the Promethean board. Because that was my hope, was that I could find one that I could use when I'm in Promethean board mode. But I can't find it. So anyway, so I got that one for free last time. And that was day 1 for the little ones, the primary cooperative learning. And there is a day 2, but the chances of it being in my area are very rare. So I went ahead and I bought, or the school bought me, primary book 2, and this one, it's just got all the strategies in it. So like, it's got different strategies that you can use. Like, here's a fan and pick. So it's just like the coolest thing ever. So like, they pick a card, and like this one, they have to write or guess how many syllables are on it. They can say 1, 2, 3, or 4, and then the nice thing about it is your whole group is working together. They're all listening. They're all working together. They're providing feedback. They have to provide that feedback, or else they aren't doing their role. So I just love it. It's so engaging. It's interactive. It's fantastic. So I got that one today. Man, I'm struggling. I don't know what's going on today. And then I also had, my school bought me this one last time, this Balanced Literacy for Kindergarten book, which has so many cool things in it, and I use that all the time. And then I bought this Cooperative Math for pre-K through 2 book as well, and I've already made copies out of that to use for next week. And I'm going to take those home, I'm going to look through them, and I'm just really, really excited to try it. And my kids love it. They just think it's like the greatest thing ever. So, yeah. So that training went really well. Again, if I would highly suggest you ask your admin if it's possible to get Kagan in your room, because it's changed the way I teach completely. My kids are much more engaged. They are all participating at the same time. The noise level is a little high at times, but that's okay, because that means that they're all learning, they're all participating, they're all cooperating. I love it. So, they also gave us this today for free, which is like an action plan. So it's like a breakdown of different, the main strategies that we teach from, structures that we teach from. So, and it just like, it's like a cheat sheet for us teachers to keep up by our teaching area. So I'm really excited about that. And so what I've been doing now is working on centers for next week, as well as I've been working on getting things copied. My aide will do some of the stuff, but I forgot to have her make some copies for Monday. So I worked on this pocket chart activity. So basically it's called Treasure of Sight Words. They read the words, they turn it over, it has a coin on the back, then they write it down on the paper. And they do that with a partner, and they put them back. So that's the pocket chart. And then I also put up my QR codes for next week, so they scan the QR code. I actually don't know how it works. Let me try it. We get a tablet, and we'll try it together. Let's see. I can get this one. I don't seem to have headphones plugged into it. Okay, so I'm going to pull up my QR app. And let's see what happens. I'll scan this one right here. Okay, so scanning. It says you, so they will have to read it and then write it. I wish it would read it to them, but oh well. So they'll have to write it. I have in this pocket, sorry, close up my face. So I have a magnetic bin that goes on our bathroom door. I got this from Target. And then this is the activity sheet that they do. So that'll be the room for next week. That'll be good. Put this in my file. The drawers I'm going to keep the same, I think. No, I'll show you the drawers later. I need to update them, to be honest. I got to come in tomorrow. Well, I don't have to, but I'm going to, because my children are doing a cookie booth for Girl Scouts, and so they will need, sorry, I'm like all over the place. They are going to sell cookies for like 4 hours. So I've got 4 hours to kill. So I'll just come to school and work. Anyway, well, I think that's it for now. I am going to go pick up my children. I'm excited to hear how Cora's swimming lessons went. She had swimming lessons today. A friend of mine was awesome and took her for me. I was very thankful for that. So that'll be good. And I'm going to put my books away, the ones I'm not taking home. I have them all together. So anyway, this is the book that they give you for free in the, look at that sucker, look how thick that is. They give you that for free in the training. It's pretty awesome. Alright, and so I will check with you guys tomorrow. Saturday, I have been in my classroom working pretty much all day long. I am getting ready for the 100th day this week on Thursday. Next week on Thursday. I think I'm ready, except for both of our printers are down, so I can't print. So I will have to wait and do that on Monday. I'll have my aide make copies. And then I got an idea. A lot of my ideas from a website that I'll try and link down below. She has awesome ideas. But I had to alter mine a little bit because I don't have the materials that she has. So I changed my checklist. I worked on my checklist for that. So we'll do stations. We'll do... We'll do 100-day kisses, I think. 100 kisses, I think, which is like the little kisses, which I'll show you later. And then I think we'll do maybe 100 balloon pop if we have time. We'll see. Because it's kind of a shorter day for us on Thursday, we might not be able to get everything done that I'm planning. So we're also going to try and do a crown and then those stations. And the stations are like 100 licks. Like what can you build with 100 Legos? I'll lower this chair just a minute. I borrowed my teacher assistant's chair. Here. Anyway, we have conferences when we get back from spring break. So I got that ready. My conference sign-up sheet. I think I almost have everything ready for Monday. I'll have to come in early Monday and do my morning message. And, oh yeah, I put up our shape posters, so I'll show you that. So, there's our shape posters right there. They have been talking about... So the regular shapes are on top, and then the three-dimensional shapes on the bottom. So we were talking a lot about those shapes. Got that done. I got a couple more centers cut out and put into place. I didn't quite get my math centers ready for next week, but I have time to work on that next week. And what else did I work on? I went back and forth. The girls had Girl Scouts, so I was doing a lot of that, going back and forth between this grocery store and here. That's where they were having it. So I did some cutting so that I could get some centers ready for next week. Some planning on the 100th day. And it is now almost 5 o'clock, and I've been here all day long, and my girls have been at Girl Scouts for most of the day. Thankfully, we are done with cookie sales. They did awesome today. Yay. And we're very thankful that cookie sales are over because it's stressful, and it's a lot of work.
Mom, tell them how many boxes we sold.
I don't know. They sold like 120 boxes today or something like that, which is really awesome. So, is there anything else I need to share? I don't think so. So really I didn't film much today. I apologize for that. But Coralie, stop please. I was working, trying to get everything done so that we could go home. And now I'm going to go home and take a nap because last night was awful. Because Cora got a chemical burn. I think I'm assuming that's what you'd call it. I think it was what you'd consider a chemical burn. What happened was, I guess some clothes had some detergent dump on them. We didn't know had happened. And she had swimming lessons yesterday, and I think the swimming lesson, the chlorine in the pool must have reacted with the detergent in her clothes, and it caused her to get like burns all over her chest and her arms and her back and her stomach from the shirt she was wearing. That's the only thing I can think of. She has super sensitive skin, but this was not like a skin like a skin irritation. It was like a burn. So that was a nightmare for everybody because she would be screaming bloody murder for a very long time, and because it hurt, I'm sure. And so we tried every ointment under the sun. She would just react worse to it. So finally I got smart and realized lavender is a great oil for burns. So I mixed up some lavender and coconut oil and rubbed that on her, and that helped a lot. And by morning it was pretty much cleared up. But we were up until like 3:30 because of that. So we're tired. I think we're going to go home and lay down a little bit and have her lay down a little bit. I was going to go to town today and get stuff for the 100th day, but I think we'll wait until Monday and go do it then. If I don't go, my husband will go. So I'm exhausted. It was a rough night, but she's doing so much better. It looks so much better today. We talk about feeling like a terrible mom. My husband felt terrible too. He's like, well, I'm the one that picked it out and put it on her. And he had said that it smelled like detergent, like more so than it should. But he didn't know. And I'd forgotten that those had dumped over, and it had just fallen off and dumped onto the clothes. And somehow that one didn't get rewashed. So that's one thing I could think of that would cause this burn. And then it just reacted negatively because she was fine for the morning. It wasn't until after she went swimming and was in the chlorine that it really started to burn. So I think it was just like a chemical reaction. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. So anyway, that is it. We are going home. I will catch you. Oh. I got really grainy. So that's it for this video. I will try and catch you guys on Monday, and hopefully I can be back to a regular filming schedule, and you can see more of what's happening in my classroom from now on. Let me know if you have any questions. Give me a thumbs up if you liked what you saw, and please subscribe. That helps me a lot, and I will check with you guys later.
Can I say bye?
Sure.